want to learn how to turn this into this perfectly cooked roast lamb. This is the secret to juicy, tasty lamb every time. You won't struggle to cook perfect lamb after following this video. Let's get into it. Today we are roasting a deboned leg of lamb, and cooking time for this recipe will be 1.5 hours. Or for those of you who love to follow my beer timer, you're looking at a 3-beer cook. Cheers! To make this recipe, we'll need some lamb. So I made the trek out to see Mick out at Gippsland Premium Meats, and he gave me this 1.6 kilogram deboned leg of lamb. So all we need to do is glove up and remove the plastic covering. Now most butchers are going to put this netting over a deboned leg of lamb, and this is purely to hold it all together. I personally like to remove it, so off it comes. Now this is going to make seasoning both sides of the leg of lamb easier. The netting that goes on a leg of lamb was invented by a Kiwi, because we all know they love to dress up their lambs all nice and pretty. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Now, a lot of people do not like the gamey flavour and smell you can get from lamb. This tends to come from the branched chain fatty acids that you find in lamb. The good thing is we can neutralise the smells and flavour of that gaminess by the way of using antioxidants. And there's plenty of options in herbs and spices, and some that we're using in today's recipe. So into a rub shaker, you'll want to add a funnel, just makes things easier. And into that we're going to put 3 teaspoons of lemon pepper, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary that I have crushed up a little bit, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, and 2 teaspoons of dried garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 3 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, and ½ a teaspoon of chili powder. Now shake this up really good, like you're making a cocktail.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby.
Now glove back up again and oil down the inside of the lamb. Flip it over and oil the fat cap as well, making sure to get all of the ends. And then we're going to season the lamb from roughly about 30 centimetres above it. This just allows all the particles to separate before they hit it, giving us more even coverage of our rub. Again, not forgetting the sides. Flip that over and season the inside as well. And then just put it all back together. It's now time to tie it back up using some butcher's twine. So just cut yourself a few strands of it. Now you want to start in the middle first, winding it around a few times. That'll let the twine grip so you can make a secondary knot. Trim off the excess. It's always best to work from the middle outwards when tying up a roast. I'm actually going to tie one from end to end because of this flap, just to hold it in nice and snug. And that's our little roast. So you don't have to make this, share it with your friends. Today I'm going to be using my Z Grill's pellet smoker because I want to be roasting at a temp of 200 degrees Celsius. And it's as easy as adding some pellets and opening up the lid, making sure it's plugged into power, then pressing the control knob to wake it up, and then press it and hold it for 2 seconds to enter that menu. Now turn it around to fire up and press it again. The fan will start up and that auger will start rotating, pushing pellets down into the fire pot. Put the grill back in carefully. Once you see smoke coming from the grill, we can close the lid and wait for that temp to rise. And after 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to hear it beep 3 times and it will show fire lit on the display. And to set your target temp, you just press the control knob and you turn it around, and we want 200 degrees Celsius. And just press it again. And then all we have to do is wait for it to come up to temp. You can use any hooded barbecue to recreate this recipe. You can even use an oven. Although if you only have a bone-in leg of lamb, you should check out my very popular bone-in leg of lamb video. The smoker is at temp. The lamb will lose some fluid during the cook, so it's always best to put a drip pan on the bottom grill Now, if you do want, you can use the drippings to make an awesome gravy, but I'm not doing it for this cook. Now we're going to place the lamb on the upper grill above the pan. We're going to place an internal meat probe into the thickest part of the roast and set that for 57 degrees Celsius. And we're going to grab a lemon, we'll just pull the tray out a little bit, and we're going to squeeze the juice of half the lemon over the top of the roast. Don't worry about the seeds. Pop it back in, close the lid. Look, while you're here, you may as well subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button while you're at it. At the 30-minute mark in the cook, we're going to grab the other half of the lemon and we're going to squeeze it over the roast. Oh, this smells amazing. Oh, the seed, nick off. Put it back in and close the lid. The lamb's internal temp has reached 57 degrees Celsius, so we can open up the smoker and check it out. How good does that look? And if you could smell this, you'd be licking your screen. Nice. We just need to remove the temp probe and get it out of the smoker and put it on some flexible metal. And we're going to wrap this up and we're going to let it rest for 30 minutes. In this time, the internal temp will keep rising in what is known as carryover temp, and it will climb to 60 degrees Celsius, which is our perfect medium doneness for lamb. Now, for those of you who do follow me, know that I always state resting your meat, it's 1 minute per 100 grams. This 1.6 kilogram roast lamb should be rested for 16 minutes using that rule. But when cooking lamb and resting it, that rule gets thrown out of the window. I learnt a long time ago that lamb loves a longer rest. Trust me, you'll get a more tender end product and it will be super succulent and moist. Smart! And while the roast is resting, we can turn off the smoker, and it's as easy as pressing the control knob for 2 seconds to enter the menu, scrolling around to shut down and pressing the button. The grill will now cool down and automatically turn off. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me cook. Rest time is over, we can now slice up the roast. Now we can remove it from its tomb of flexible metal. We just want to be careful not to lose any of the juice that is formed and being caught down in there in that foil. That is liquid gold. Place this on a cutting board, and now we can remove all of the butcher's twine that we put on the roast just to hold it together. And then grab a sharp knife and prepare to salivate. If the sight of this isn't making you hungry, nothing will. Oh, and remember those juices? Don't forget to add them. Now, if you refuse to follow my advice on cooking and resting lamb after watching this video, now that should be illegal. Oh.